kind of funny when we think about startups, or if you're a founder and you're kind of starting things up, as you do research and you try to get kind of marketing and sales hints, you see a lot of stuff about actually generating leads. But one topic that I love that I think is underserved is, how do you actually convert those leads? What do you do when those leads come in to ensure that you actually get some revenue and a signed contract out of that lead? So when we talk about converting inbound B2B leads, there's really kind of three areas that I want you to focus on as you build out your system. Number one, we want to give that lead, that person, a perceived control of their own schedule. Oftentimes when we teach sales, we talk about taking control. When we first get a brand new lead, I like to actually give a little bit of control. And the easiest, simplest way to do this is to give them a scheduling link and tell them, hey, select something that's convenient for you. You're doing it for their convenience. The dirty little secret here is it's actually easier for you, and you're getting them to book that schedule. Then, as you kind of set up this scheduling link, don't forget, don't open your whole schedule. Instead, what you want to do is you want to time block some very specific days and times that you're going to do calls, right? This does two things. One, it makes sure that you're not booking your schedule 100% every day with calls, but it also, as they look at those scheduling options, it gives them the perception of scarcity, which is really powerful conversion mechanism. And then last, in this sort of perceived control of their schedule, it also gives an air of confidence and not necessarily arrogance when you ask for that appointment. Again, the subtext here is, hey, I'm really busy. We have high demand for my product or service. And so I would like for you to find a time that's convenient for you, but you can see that there's a little scarcity here, so you better sign up for your time so we can talk soon. I think the other common mistake that happens when you get an inbound lead is you sort of take that lead in and you try to attempt to schedule it, but then you just sort of let it sit until that meeting happens. So number two is make sure that you're giving them something of immediate value. So as soon as that lead comes in, obviously you're asking for the scheduled appointment, but at the same time, as that meeting gets scheduled, you want to give them some special content to review. Maybe give them a synopsis of some of the things you're going to talk about. I actually often give the presentation that I'm going to put in front of them. It helps me with a little bit of filtering. It also sets some expectations. The other thing I like to do is give them some homework. Ask them some additional questions. Again, you don't need to ask them for an essay, but maybe you ask them 2 or 3 clarifying or further filtering questions. Or if you're talking to certain businesses and services, you might actually ask them to sort of dig for some data that you'd like to use or talk about on the call. And then last but not least, ask them some probing but relevant questions. And what you're trying to do here is you're trying to demonstrate to them that you understand their business and their potential role in that business. And so again, adding that sort of sense of expertise and value proposition before you even have your demo or discovery call. The last of kind of these conversion mechanisms is to come to the call in an organized and structured way. This actually goes from the moment that you're actually following up with that lead. So have an instant response that shows that, hey, this is what's going to happen next. This is going to be our agenda. So again, some organization and structure to that follow-up. But then in addition, and probably as a part of this follow-up and or the follow-up to the scheduled meeting, give them an agenda. Tell them what we're going to talk about on this call and what we're going to try to achieve. This shows that you've done this before. Again, it conveys expertise, that you have a process. Again, it gives you a little bit of control over this because you're saying, I'm the expert. I'm sharing a framework and a playbook that has worked in the past. So this isn't the first time I'm having this conversation. And then it moves them down, as Jordan Belfort, I love his straight line concept, The Wolf of Wall Street. Some of you have seen the movie, so don't take the movie as the tactic. But this straight line concept means that I know exactly what that straight line path is from lead receipt to closing the deal. And the more organized and structured you are, you can keep that prospect on that straight line and get more efficiently and more often to an actual converted closed deal. Hey, if you've enjoyed this little tip and trick on how to convert those B2B leads, we have a lot more to offer. You can check out the channel. I would encourage you to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss a single tip or trick that could accelerate your B2B business into its next phase or level.